The January 6th Select Committee held 9 public hearings over the summer and fall months, laying out its case to the American public that former President Trump was at the center of a conspiracy to keep himself in power. The hearings featured raw footage from the Capitol on January 6th.
We have got to finish the proceedings, or else it will have a complete victory.
Never before seen communications from key players connected to the riot, and gripping testimony from officials outlining what happened before, during, and after the riot. The public presentations marked the culmination of more than a year of investigation by the panel. Lawmakers interviewed more than 1,000 witnesses and obtained troves of documents related to that day. There were also some live witnesses at hearings, including former White House aides, state-level officials, former Justice Department officials, and election workers. Top Trump administration officials, like former Attorney General William Barr, also testified behind closed doors.
I went into this and would tell them how crazy some of these allegations were. There was never an indication of interest in what the actual facts were.
But with Republicans poised to take control of the House in November, the Select Committee will likely be dissolved at the end of this Congress, leaving lawmakers little time to button up their investigation, make policy recommendations, and finish explaining to the public what happened on January 6th. The committee took a significant step in doing just that during its 9th public hearing in October, when the panel voted unanimously to subpoena Trump for documents and testimony in connection with the January 6th attack.
Those opposed is no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
The move came after months of debating whether or not to formally request participation from the president. Ultimately, Committee Chair Benny Thompson said that in order to tell, quote, the most complete story possible of January 6th, the panel needs to hear from Trump. It's unlikely that Trump will comply with the subpoena. He's frequently criticized the panel. Shortly after the committee voted to issue the subpoena, he called the panel a, quote, giant scam and criticized the lawmakers who serve on it. But the subpoena is just one element of the committee's sprawling investigation. Over the course of 9 hearings, it's presented several damning revelations regarding the January 6th attack. At the core of its argument, the committee has sought to show that Trump knew his election claims were false, but pushed them anyway. The committee showed testimony from William Barr, who said that he told the president that his election fraud claims were bogus.
Dominion voting machines, which I found to be among the most disturbing allegations, disturbing in the sense that I saw absolutely zero basis for the allegations. I told them that it was crazy stuff and they were wasting their time on that.
In one hearing, the committee outlined Trump's roughly 3 hours of inaction as his supporters were storming the Capitol. During that time, the president did not call his national security leaders, and he resisted calling for peace in tweets sent during the attack. And that's according to evidence presented by the panel. Lawmakers also outlined a pressure campaign Trump and his allies waged against state-level officials, urging them to reverse the election results in their states. Trump also exerted pressure at the Department of Justice, requesting lawsuits and the appointment of a special counsel to look into election fraud. The panel said the president tried to install a loyalist as attorney general amid the post-election turmoil. It was during that hearing in late June that the committee revealed Republican House members who asked Trump for pardons in the closing days of his administration. Matt Gaetz of Florida, Mo Brooks of Alabama, Louis Gohmert of Texas, and Andy Biggs of Arizona. A witness also said Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, contacted the White House counsel's office seeking a pardon. And in an earlier hearing, the panel said Congressman Scott Perry, a Republican from Pennsylvania, had asked for a pardon. And in one of the most striking parts of the panel's series of 9 hearings, former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson testified that Trump lunged at a Secret Service agent in his motorcade when he was informed that he could not join his supporters at the Capitol on January 6th, though that claim has come under scrutiny from unnamed Secret Service agents. With 9 public hearings in the rearview mirror and time running out until the committee likely dissolves, lawmakers are racing the clock to finish their work. First, a final report. Lawmakers on the committee have said that they plan to issue a final report by the end of this Congress. Next, policy recommendations. In addition to investigating the Capitol, the group was tasked with making legislative recommendations to prevent future events like January 6th from taking place. 2 members of the panel have already introduced a bill to reform the Electoral Count Act, but more measures are likely to come. And then there's the question of criminal referrals. Vice Chair Liz Cheney has said that the committee may still decide to send criminal referrals to the Department of Justice, but that move remains unclear.